recording. You ready? Begin.
Alright, so my name is Cedric, and this is my informative speech about football. So who all here has at least watched a football game? Whether it's high school, college, or the NFL. Personally for me, I prefer to watch the NFL and the college. I'm not really into the high school football. But in this speech, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the history of football, where it's come from, the rules, and then also some of the marketing and how far it's really came from. First off, it started off in the Roman Empire, also known as the ancient Greece, and it started off, the game was called harpista, which was, it was football, but it was used with a ball like this, which was about the size of a softball, and it was also very hard. Now, the only problem with this game was that the only rule was to stop the other team. There was no other rules. So there was no penalties, there was no positions. You just got to hit people. More of what a game what we know, it started off in England, and it started off in the early 1800s in the 7 major schools of England, but it was soon banned by Kings because it was starting to take too much attention away from their big sports that they had, such as fencing, cricket, and a couple other things they had. Then William Ellis was the man who invented rugby football, which is a little bit closer to what we know what football is today. Then in America, it started off in 1879 with Yale University. But then, because of how brutal the game still was, 4 out of the 7 different colleges in the U.S. who started banning because so many people were getting injured at the beginning. And then the NFL was also formed in the 1920s. So, like I said, there was really not any rules back in the Roman time. And from there, in England, the rules started off, there was teams of 15 instead of the 11 that we know of now. And that's when we started to see different positions. They didn't have all the positions at the time, but they had things like the quarterback, tight end, running back, that kind of stuff. And then the penalties were being created because of all the injuries, so that there was less likely for a dirty shot. And then also, it was only allowed to be tackled from the knee up. So like nowadays, if you were to trip and you grab someone from below their knee, that was not allowed back then. And then in America, we started off with 20 players in 1869. But then Walter Camp came in. He was from England, and he kind of took a journal, and we started to move our rules, and so that was switched. We were switched to 11 players. Originally, we had 70-minute games, which is now switched to the 60-minute games that we still run today. And then some of the marketing. This is just about America and England because back then there wasn't really any marketing. But in America, the numbers in the crowds at first, because the games didn't charge at the very beginning. And so we started seeing numbers. After a while, it was just the same thing, people beating the crap out of each other. And so the NFL realized that we need to get some sponsors so that we start getting our numbers back. And so for the first time in 1939, the first football game was aired on TV, not live. It went live in 1951. And then England, soon after we went live on TV, England started doing the whole sponsor thing with ads. This is just a small ad that you would see on different posters from Coca-Cola, and there was many other companies who started off. But Coca-Cola is one of the first to sponsor and have commercials put on with the NFL. First game was aired in 39, live in 51. Like I said, advertisements were the biggest thing, other than people stepping up and starting, like buy teams and stuff. Alright, so I hope you guys learned a little bit about the history of football, and the next time you guys watch a game, you know it's not just hitting each other. 454.